What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and also fellow YouTubers? All of you, I bid welcome to this tutorial where I'm going to talk about the training manuals, bridge officer abilities, and also specialization of bridge officers. So let's get to it. Now, it's been suggested in one of my videos that on YouTube there isn't any tutorial walkthroughs on how to actually do this type of stuff, like training manuals for your bridge officers, and it's kind of really hard in STO because nobody actually helps you through that throughout the mission. I mean, there is no like no walkthrough, no nothing, no information where you can actually read about this stuff.
If you have any further questions, just consult your operation manual. See you back home real soon.
Operate Manuel. Manuel? Relay instructions.
And especially with the new players that are coming with the consoles and stuff like that, nobody actually knows. And to be honest, it wasn't known to me either. I mean, I did some research yesterday and found out it is kind of hard to actually understand what everything does in Star Trek Online. So and especially where you can actually obtain all of the information and all of the crafting material that you need and stuff like that. And so I got a fairly good understanding on how these things, how all of these crafting manuals work and stuff like that. So I thought to myself, let's make a tutorial, let's put it out there. So here we go. Now, specialization. Now, there are two types of specialization, to be honest. One of them being your captain specialization or your character specialization right here. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 subgroups, specialization trees. Yeah. So you get like command officer, there is like an primary or secondary. Now I'm not gonna go through all of these skills and ability, what they do and what they are good for, but you can do that on your own. You can just mouse over all of these abilities, and if you have enough points you can purchase them and unlock them, all of the abilities, and whatever you want or you want to utilize in your characters. This is this part right here, the specialization, is part of your character. Now, for me personally, I have intelligence officer selected as a primary, and that means the full tree that I have here unlocked is going to be part of my character. Now, there are some abilities that are only space tied up to space abilities, but there are also stuff that are going to be affected in ground. So these are like ground skills and space skills. Some of them are like mixed up together, and other ones are like just space or just ground. So keep that in mind. If you want to activate a primary, all of these abilities or passive abilities and active abilities are going to be tied up to your character. And for my secondary, I have strategist, and for secondary specialization, you kind of need to know one thing. Each time you're going to activate a secondary for your character, only the first 2 tiers are going to be active. So let's say if I want to have my command officer specialization tree for my secondary, only the tier 1 and tier 2 is going to be activated. Tier 3 or 4 are going to be nullified, so it's not going to be active. Only 1 and 2 for your secondary. For your primary, on the other hand, all the tree is going to be activated. So keep that in mind for your own captain or character that you're playing with in Star Trek Online. The primary is going to activate the entire tree. The secondary is going to activate only the first tree and the second tree. So tier 1 and tier 2 is going to be activated on the secondary. So that's it. I'm not going to talk anymore about these like abilities and stuff like that. Commando is really good when you want to go for ground and stuff like that. Temporal operative, that is the new skill tree that you just got. Like I said, space and ground skill are there, you know, in the same tree. And yeah, I'm not going to talk anymore about that, but I do want to talk about training manuals and stuff like that. So with each bridge officer, and there are a lot of bridge officers throughout the game, and especially when you're doing like let me just go through them. Like this guy, a Riemann bridge officer, really cool. You get this guy from doing episodes throughout the Borg, throughout the Star Trek, leveling up your character throughout the Star Trek Online content that is basically up here, and you can do all of these missions that are like in tabs up here. And some of them give you actually bridge officer, like this guy, or like here the Zindi reptilian male, like the intelligence. They give you like so many bridge officers. It's like crazy. The Voth from a mission in Star Trek Online as well. The Jem'Hadar, the Mako. Well, this is actually one that you kind of need to buy from the low-buy store, but there are enough bridge officers for you to actually obtain. And also I got like Lita, that was like a promotion stuff, but there is enough for you to obtain all of these guys throughout Star Trek Online, the gameplay. And there are also bridge officers that you can obtain through the embassy. Now this guy right here is a Romulan, and I usually use this guy if I want to have an increase in damage. So this guy has like a passive ability in for space combat that's going to enhance 2% critical chance, critical severity, and recharge speed for cloaking. And this is really good for, like, you know, Romulan captains. You can, I have 2 of these. You can obtain this one at the Romulan embassy, and you can buy them with I think it was fleet marks or fleet carrier or something like that. And those are really good, to be honest. And this is how you actually go around to actually obtain this guy. Just, you know, go throughout the mission. Some of them are like mission rewards, and other ones you can obtain through the low-buy store. Now I'm not gonna go through where you can obtain these guys. It's kind of like you kind of like need to work a little bit, you know, do your homework a little bit if you really want to obtain these guys. This guy, it's called the, you know, most of us call him the potato head. This guy has some really cool like traits that are bound to this guy. You can't actually, or at least you know, from the time of this recording, you can actually change these traits. You cannot change these traits. There is no way to actually change these traits as it is right now. Maybe in the future, you know, you might be able to change all of these passive abilities, but it is for what it is right now, it's not good. You're not going to be able to. But this guy has some really cool bonuses, you know, abilities right here. It's called efficient. So it's a space trait. Improve the bonus to warp core efficient skill, improving all power levels, weapon shields, engines, and auxiliary of your ship when your power is low. So it's going to add warp core efficiency. So it's going to improve the power levels of your ship when they're low. It also has Pirate. So Pirate does 1.5% all damage, and that is also nice for the DPSs out there that they want to have like an increased damage overall. And also plus 150 Starship Stealth, so it's going to improve stealth and cloaking. So if you have, like, I don't know, cloaking abilities and you want to do stealth or perception, you know, space trait, improve oral damage dealt and increases your perception of stealthed enemies. So that's nice, right? That's nice. So keep in mind, if you want to utilize bridge officers, they have these passive abilities in traits where you can actually improve your ship overall. That is also true for ground. This icon up here, this little person icon, is actually meaning that it is like a passive ability in ground. And this starship icon is actually representing that it is a space ability trait. So keep that in mind if you want to utilize your bridge officers. Now, all of your bridge officers, like I have mine up here, they have abilities, right? Abilities, skills and stuff like that. But especially the latest starship that we're getting in Star Trek Online, they come with a command station. They come with an intelligence station. Like, as it was like till yesterday, I had no idea what this actually, how you could change this guy. But I did my research, I did my homework, and let's get to it. Now, first of all, I'm going to go into an NPC where you can actually change your abilities. Now, this is the transporter pad. The transporter, we actually beam into our space dock. You go this way up here, past the Admiral officer right there, and you go down here. You take a left, and right here there is a bridge officer trainer. Now, this guy has all of the training manuals that you need for your bridge officer to change their abilities. Let's say I want to change my no, let's get somebody that is right. Okay, so we have an engineer up here, and this guy has the standard abilities, right? So you have like I have emergency power to weapons, but I could change it to emergency power to shields and stuff like that. So if I want to change the first ability right here, let's say I want to change and put a engineering team in that ability. Right now I can't. First I need to obtain it through this NPC up here. So you basically grab your training manual up here, so you buy it from the store, and then it's going to be in your inventory right here. Training manual, engineering team 1. So what I can do with this thing now, I can go, like, if I right click on it, I just can go to information, discard or cancel. But if I want to learn engineering team with this character, I just press this button up here. It's gonna cost you what was this thing? Skill points, expertise points, to learn the new ability. So I learned also on this guy engineering team. Now there are like there are 4 abilities you can learn with engineering, and from tactical and from science as well for space. All of these are like linked up in this guy. So you get like, you know, extend shield now 1. Where is extend shield number 1? No, that is a green one, so that's the second one. So you got extend shield. Let's do that. Sure, why not? So you're going to get extend shield right here, so you can learn that ability. Is going to cost you 600 expertise and consume the training manual that we just bought. That it is right here, extend shield. So if you want to change your bridge officer's abilities, this is how you can do that, right? Extend shield, learn. Yes. So I got extend shield that we learned from this guy. There is like the third ability is basically the same thing. Acetone beam, sure, why not? Where is acetone beam? Right here, learn. Yes. So you gotta know and understand how you can change your abilities, or at least how you can learn new abilities. If you want to change abilities on your character, and let's put 5 of 7 up here. If you want to change your abilities, let's say engineering team right here, so you can place engineering team. You go over to your bridge officer, and you click on their powers, and you can actually change their abilities right here. Extend shield, engineering team, or direct energy modulator that I had, emergency power to weapons and stuff like that. Basic knowledge, right? Basic knowledge. You also could go all the way to the end and also learn some new abilities. Where was I? Here, skills. Acetone beam number 3. Now, some of them are available up here, but there are also stuff that are not available up here because they're like, you know, a little bit specialized or like really high in value. So most of them are available up here, and especially the ones from the rare one, from like the normal one. You can actually obtain most of them here, but the very rare abilities, most of them are not here at this guy, at these NPC, because they yeah, they had this one on, like, you know, lock boxes and stuff like that. People are really making money with training manuals and stuff like that. You get especially like chemosite, for an example. Chemosite laced weaponry, and that one is Catan. This guy up here, chemosite laced weaponry, is definitely an ability that is from log boxes. Now, what I'm going to go is I'm going to go to the exchange right now and actually tell you guys where you can actually obtain chemosite laced weaponry. And chemosite laced weaponry is something that most of the DPS players are actually utilizing because it is a really a really awesome ability. Chemo, is it chemo or yeah, chemosite. Chemosite. What the hell are these? Oh, temporal assignments. Chemosite laced weaponry right here. The NPC that we just were, where we just were, he doesn't have chemosite laced weaponry training manual, so you can obtain this guy from the exchange, like I just showed you guys. Now there is version 1 and there is version 2 and 3. Obviously, the better quality of your bridge officer training manual is going to be the higher amount of EC you need to pay for that. But chemosite isn't really hard to come by these days. Roughly for version 2, this one right here, you pay for 9.7 million, and for version number 3 I really don't know which one would use number 3, but anyway, it is up for grabs for 9.5 million. You know, the same deal with these things. You basically purchase them, buy up here, and then you can train your bridge officers in the same way. Now, training manuals, chemosite, temporal operative, sure. Now there are obviously, like I said in the beginning, if you open lock boxes, you're going to get like the latest training manuals from the lock boxes. So you get like all of the temporal, because you have this one selected, channel deconstruction, like paradox bomb for nice ability, why not, you know. The Heisenberg amplifier, these are all abilities that you can actually purchase, and you can right click on them, and you know, you can see what it does on the exchange. And also, if you open the lock boxes, you're going to get these things up here, and you can use them for yourself, or you can put them on the exchange. So those are the way you can actually change training manuals. You can also let's say you have a bridge officer that has these skills by default, and you're like, well, I want to change, or I want to change the I don't want the bridge officer, but I want to grab its abilities and make training manuals out of that. So I have 6 bridge officers. This guy, for an example, this guy has a wait a minute, let's go to information. This guy has torpedo transport warhead version 2. That's not a real good ability, but I'm gonna show you guys how you can actually make a training manual from a bridge officer. Let's say you got some kind of power that you really want, but you don't want to utilize it on this bridge officer. You want to utilize it on another bridge officer. So you have the option up here to create a training manual right here. If you press that button, it's going to tell you which of these abilities do you want to create your own training manual from. So these are the ways where you can actually make a training manual. So if you want this ability, dispersal pattern theta, and it is for mines, you can hit this button, create a training manual right here. So choose that manual, and it's going to make a training manual where you can actually learn that ability on your other bridge officer to utilize. So that's that. Well, nothing more to say actually. That's that is really easy on in STO. Has been made really easy to actually utilize that ability. And I'm also going to show you guys one way of obtaining a kind of an ability that was utilized a lot, and it's still current to use, because it's a good ability and I definitely love it. It is a tactical space ability, and right here you guys can see training manual, tactical attack patterns Omega number 2, right? If you really want this ability, and it is really good, right here I have attack pattern Omega 2, right? But I want Omega number 3. So how do I go around to actually grab Omega 3? You can do it two ways. The way I showed you, you can search the exchange for a bridge officer that has this ability. You purchase that one and create a manual for that. Or you can come up here to this requisition personal NPC that has a lot of NPCs or bridge officers in its store, right? It's gonna cost you dilithium, a little bit of dilithium, but you can actually obtain some really cool ones. One of them is and if I can, I think it's this guy. Let me just search this guy, because I found it yesterday, and let's see, there was one guy that had attack pattern Omega, right? Is it intelligence? Come on, load up. No, subliminal carrier. Give me just 1 second, guys. Omega 2. Command. Attack pattern Delta. Okay, well, let's say we want okay, I found it yesterday, but I can't find it right now, but doesn't matter. So if you want to create your own training manuals, and this guy has like some abilities like tactical team, well, buy this guy, tactical team, or buy it from the exchange. It doesn't really matter. Come up here. Which one did I just buy? A human tactical command, create manual. Let's say yeah, here we go. Attack pattern Omega 3. Choose the manual. Okay, it says this officer will be dismissed after creating a training manual. Are you sure you wish to continue? Yes. So we just got a training manual from Omega 3, right? So we go up here. We do not want them to join. We go up here where you can actually train. No, you don't need to be here. I'm sorry about that. You go up here, training manual from the Catan. Right here, you go to skills, first one, and there is an option right here to learn attack pattern Omega 3, because we just made a training manual right here from attack pattern Omega. Now you don't need to learn this thing. You can also put this thing on the exchange, and it's going to cost some other guy EC. You can actually make EC from this. So another way to make EC in Star Trek Online. But I love attack pattern Omega 3, so I'm going to learn it on this guy, and I'm going to have the ability to utilize it whenever I want to. So I have Omega 3. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? So those are the way you can actually make change your bridge officer's skills and ability. But the latest ships are giving us command stations, pilot station, intelligence station. What the hell is up with that, right? What the hell is up with that? Now, some of these bridge officers are have like the inherent ability to be an intelligence specialist, like this guy. This guy is a command specialist, right? This guy is also in intelligence. But you can also change their profession to whatever is to your liking, like I did with Alib right here. Skills. Now normally you have like, we just learned all of these, we just have these engineering abilities, the standard one, and you have tactical, that is standard, you have like science, that is standard, but some of them have an active specialization, and this guy has learned to be an intelligence specialization bridge officer, and also a temporal operative one. And we can also change this guy up here, this drop down box, to make him a command specialist, learn this ability, and also make him a pilot. So this guy is multifunctional and has all of the 4 abilities to his to his passive abilities or active abilities. So he is an engineering, he is a intelligence specialist, he is a command specialist and pilot, and also temporal operative. So we can, if we're going to select this guy in our bridge officer seats, we can actually utilize this guy in a million ways as it is right now. So all of these abilities he can learn no problem at all, right? He can learn pilot abilities as of now, or like temporal operative. So how did I do that? Well, you basically, what you first need to do is craft a little bit of these manuals, and you can do that by utilizing this button, duty officers. You go to R&D and officer training. The first thing you need to have is this pad, the personal access display device. It's going to cost you, for one of these guys, it's going to cost you 4 of these tritanium, one of these thoron particles, 200 refined dilithium, and also 2500 EC. You can craft 5 at a time, and it's going to cost you 2 hours and 30 minutes in cooldown. So obviously the more of these things you're going to cost, it's going to multiply all of these items that you're going to need. So times 5 everything to 1250, 1005, and 20, right? So you craft these guys in a high amount, right? So to actually change your bridge officer skills and abilities to the active specialization, to all of these 4s, you can actually, you need to craft this thing, specialization command. It's basically going to add specialization command right here. Intelligence right here, pilot right there, and also temporal operative right here. Right? That's not really hard to understand what you actually need to make. So I made like 4 of these pads or 5 of these pads, and I actually can build my own command specialization or specialization qualification for command, for pilot, and for temporal ops. Now one thing that I don't have is intelligence, right? So we have command, pilot, and temporal ops. Now if you want to make this one to actually utilize one of your bridge officers as an intelligence officer, as this guy as an intelligence officer, so you're going to unlock all of the intelligence abilities. This is how you're going to go through that process. So first of all, you make a training pads, right? So those pads are personal access display device. Then you're going to need all of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these abilities, and that you need to grab a hold of. Well, all of these abilities are accessible right here at the bridge officer trainer. So you go to store. These things are intelligence. Some of them are in space, some of them are in ground, right? So let's go with the latest one. Training manual, intelligence, fate, that, no idea what that is. Okay, this is an ability for ground. Let's go, disintegration field. Is it that? Yeah. So this one right here, it's going to cost me 10,000 EC. Sure, you need to grab one of these. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a multiple of 5 of them right away. So I need 5 of these things. So 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5 of these. Intelligence, neurolytic injection. Neurolytic injection, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unlock that one. Intelligent harmless. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. What is this? Resonance tachyon stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unlock that one. The same thing you do with space. Let's go the other way. What is this? Evade target lock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Evade target lock. What is this? Intelligence team 2, not 1. Yeah, intelligence team, here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is the process where you actually need to go to make these qualification stuff that you need to actually upgrade your bridge officer to whatever is going to be to your liking. Electromagnetic pulse probe. Where here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you don't need to buy them 5 at a time, but it's really cool to have them if you want to upgrade your your bridge officers. You can have like spare of these guys. So subionic carrier, wave 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. So if you have unlocked all of these, you can basically start up, but I have one in progress. Let us finish that. Select training manuals. This is the one that we wanted. it's going to cost you each of these times 5, because we made like these training like training manuals that we just purchased, and also these pads. We can actually make 5 of them right there, and let's just finish that. Collect rewards. So we got intelligence, we got command, we got pilot, and temporal ops. So this is how you can actually change the specialization for your bridge officer abilities and upgrade them. Where is the ability? Here we go. Skills, where you can actually change them to make them versatile. The new ships are offering us command, temporal ops, pilot, etc., etc., intelligence, and you have more abilities at your will. So this is how you made them, and if you want to upgrade them, it's basically go to your traits, skills, and learn. One guy that is really useful, that is Potato Head right here. And I'm going to upgrade that guy. I'm going to make him a command specialist. Yes. And I'm also going to make him a pilot. Yes. And I'm also going to make him a temporal operative, because I have all of these qualifications that I just crafted. I crafted a bunch of them beforehand, and this is the last one that we just crafted on our own. So this is like, there's like intelligence, like I said, command, pilot, and temporal ops. All of these stuff right here for you to grab. Now you can also make or create your own training manuals from this tab right here, the personal trainer. Now, not everything is unlocked up here, especially the highly valuable stuff is on the exchange. Some of them you can make, like I don't know, uncertainty burst. Why not? You can make that one because you have that pad, right? The personal access display device, right? And you can actually make all of them right here from your own from your own crafting. So if you want to, you can grab them from here, you can grab them from the NPC, you can grab them from the exchange. It is basically up to you to actually see where you want to make them. Target weapons, subsystems, shields, engines, auxiliary, battle strategies, subspace boom, pilot team, anything and everything can be grabbed from here if you want to, or grab them from the exchange or from this NPC. Now do keep in mind there's this guy right here from the NPC, the bridge officer trainer. This guy has like the basic version of all of these abilities, right? If you want to change them, to upgrade them to something that is like really important, I would suggest heading off to the exchange, looking at the abilities by by themselves, and if you can't upgrade like your bridge officers with these training manuals, there is that option where you can actually make a training manual from a bridge officer on your own that we just also displayed. Let's see, vascular regeneration, make manual right here, or choose manual, and it's going to make a manual for you from this guy. It's also going to dismiss the bridge officer right there, and it's going to make a manual for you. So there is also that ability that you some captains can actually make their own training manual by crafting them, and also in your skill tree in space you can actually see what you can actually make. So if you have enough skill points in your engineering, your science, or your tactical, you can unlock recipes for additional space training. For a tactical, it's going to be Cannon Rapid Fire 2, for a science Tachyon Being, and for an engineer direct energy modulation, and etc. You can basically make a lot of training manuals from your own captain, right? And it's basically the same deal. You go here, you go there, training officers, and you search to whatever you want to craft. You make a pad. That is the only downside. It's going to cost you dilithium and, like, you know, a couple of R&D materials that are basically found like everywhere in Star Trek Online. These are just drops, and you can get them also from that mini game, that scanning mini game, and a little bit EC. If you're low on EC, there is I made a tutorial that has like a ton of tips and tricks for you to make EC like crazy. So nothing more to display actually. The same goes for skills that are for your space abilities, and the same goes for your ground abilities. Training manuals. Go up here to the bridge officers, go to skill, and then learn this guy for an example. Why not? Can we learn that one? Hey, I said learn. Okay, well, he doesn't want to learn that. I think I have a think I have a little man. Sorry about that. I think I have a little bit of a lag, I wanted to say. And he doesn't want to learn that thing. No, he doesn't want to learn that one either. But you guys catch the drift. This is how you learn new skills and abilities in Star Trek Online. I hope you guys find it useful. There wasn't any good tutorial on YouTube and stuff like that, so I thought to myself, you know, let's make this one for the new players out there, where you can actually you know, change all of your abilities to your liking, and you don't have to dismiss your characters or your bridge officers, because some of them are really hard to come by, and especially this guy. This is from the Kelvin timeline, that android. And if you like this, his passive abilities, like I mentioned before in the beginning of the video, you can actually change all of these abilities by learning training manuals in the way I showed you guys. Now I hope you guys find it interesting. If you did, give it a like. If you didn't, you know, give it a dislike. I don't know, just something with that. Give me a comment saying thank you or whatever. It's obviously appreciated. That's it for this video. Hope to see you on the next one. For now, I'm just gonna say take care and later.